Hello everyone and welcome to game week 1 of the 2024-25 Optegra Premiership. After much anticipation, we are delighted to kick off the new season with the very best in the world. 12 teams will battle it out across 5 weekends from now until June, showcasing elite talent and determination. The opening game of the new season on Court A, you join myself, Ryan Sipple, and my co-commentator Greg Baxter for the opening game between West Bromwich Albion Throstles and Nottinghamshire PFC. Greg, how are you?
Morning Ryan, morning everyone. We're back. Seems like only yesterday we were here for the playoffs in July.
Yeah.
And here we are with the start of another new season. Looking at these two teams, have we seen a side with more changes and transfers and signings than West Bromwich Albion Throstles?
I'm sure we'll get on to individual sign-ins and players that have switched allegiances in the off-season. As I tally it, 18 in the Premiership alone. That's added to 15 from the Championship. So between the two divisions, we've had near on 35 players move to a different team. West Bromwich Albion Throstles particularly, only 2 of their squad of 6 here for game week 1 were present in their 23-24 squad, that being Jonathan Davis and Amy Wharton. But they've brought in Regan Kemp from Nomad Knights, Amy Lee Julian from West Bromwich Albion Dudley, Matthew Harrison. His last club was Nottinghamshire, who he will face in this opening game, and Abigail Bolt also joined from Nomad Knights.
Brought in a half-decent new coach as well, haven't they?
Yeah, again, another talking point we'll get onto and reference both across this game and the weekend as a whole. West Bromwich Albion Throstles now overseen by the former England head coach Colin Gordon. Let's go through the squads really quickly, and then Greg and I will bring you the action live. So West Bromwich Albion Throstles, squad of 6. Number 3, Amy Lee Julian. Number 7, Amy Wharton. Number 8, Regan Kemp. Number 11, Matthew Harrison. Number 18, Jonathan Davis. And number 21, Abigail Bolt. As mentioned, their coach Colin Gordon, and their challengers here this morning. Nottinghamshire PFC looking to improve on a few difficult seasons. Number 3, Sam Langley. Number 4, Adam Langley. Number 5, Matthew Hadfield. Number 6, Sean Donaher, who we'll get onto in a little bit. Number 16, Leighton G. And number 17, Kieran Wade. We're just going to see the sides switch sides. And West Bromwich Albion Throstles look like they will kick things off by Jonathan Davis. Looks like he'll be occupying a central role, maybe unfamiliar from roles he's operated in the past. Live currently on Court B. Villa Rockets take on Middlesbrough. But here, this is a really significant game. Both will want to start the season off with a bang.
Anticipation.
Yeah, I have to say, for an opening fixture, this is the most people I've ever seen in the Lee Westwood Sports Centre, both at court level and on the mezzanines. There's a real anticipation in the air, and we cannot wait to get this season underway. Proudly sponsored by Optegra. Bringing more details on them as the game progresses. But our central referee, Millie Bean. Final formalities. Blows the whistle to kick off proceedings and the 2024-25 Optegra Premiership here at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre. So as the teams line up, Regan Kemp will be the designated goalkeeper of West Bromwich Albion Throstles. Jonathan Davis in the centre with a female pairing in Amy Wharton and Abigail Bolt on either side. For Nottinghamshire, they have Matthew Hadfield in goal, adorning the green goalkeeper jersey. In the centre, Adam Langley. To the left, his brother Samuel Langley, and Kieran Wade on the right.
Looks like a new role for Jono Davis.
Yeah, a really big season for him, and West Bromwich Albion Throstles respectively, but very much familiar with him operating out wide. But no doubt Colin Gordon's got in, observed something in his game that shows that he has the attributes to contribute. We're already seeing an almost Colin Gordon-esque approach. Regan Kemp right on the halfway line. No doubt we'll see elements of four-out play in West Bromwich Albion Throstles' game. Keep an eye on the 1-2 pivot of Davis and Kemp. Be a very fluid system. No doubt I'll expect all players to contribute in attacking phases of play. Just be organised defensively to mitigate any potential Nottinghamshire chances. Very condensed early on, 2-on-1 awarded in favour of Nottinghamshire. Having been coached by Colin Gordon at England level, what can you expect from Throstles here?
I must admit, they've been one of two teams I've been so intrigued to watch coming into this season. I want to see what Colin can do with them. Obviously made all the signings, and he moulds them into that four-out system. He obviously wants to play football in the right way, open passing. Obviously it's the same thing for the West Brom seniors. They're kind of there to, if they can, help push them onto the senior squad, like we've seen with Lucas Christer and Ollie Rock, and they'll be able to play that system straight away. But they are here to compete. He's a very demanding but fair manager who will get his point across, but when you do it wrong, you know about it.
It's an interesting thing when you assess the West Bromwich Albion hub, and for all those that don't know, we've got 3 West Bromwich Albion representatives across our National League, both Premiership and Championship. Beautiful play there from Abigail Bolt in the centre. Amy Warden couldn't quite get her time in, but we're starting to see them growing confidence in the opening 3 or so minutes. But yeah, Dudley in the Championship. It's a nice pick-off from Amy Waterton over to Abigail Bolt. So Amy Lee Julian has come in from the Dudley squad. But departures, John Dixon joined Aspire, as you've already mentioned. Ollie Rock, Lucas Christer and Barrett Innell all now playing for the 5-time champions. So most definitely a rebuild. Bolt to Davis. Really nice play there from Jonathan Davis. Probably one pass too much for Abigail Bolt, but really liking what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, and you've got to think this is the first game of a brand new season, and it's what, 9:30 in the morning. So there's always, they're not going to start coming out and playing their incredible elite football straight away, but they've shown really encouraging signs so far. Especially, you know, 1-2s, front bumper pick-offs. As they get more and more competitive match action under their belt with the new system, they could really develop into quite a challenging side for most teams to play against.
Most credible opportunity for Nottinghamshire to register an opportunity on goal. Adam Langley into Sam Langley, not before 2-on-1 is awarded in Throstles' favour. Throstles have a 5-game weekend, so it will be a real test of endurance. And not only are they playing the opening game here this morning, they'll be playing the last game this afternoon as well, with a game in between. So a real test of stamina, endurance, as 2 points, and then 2 games tomorrow. But they play Nottinghamshire in this opening game before Sevenoaks and the champions West Bromwich Albion later today at 4:30. On paper, easier fixtures tomorrow against Norwich, City and Greenbank as 2 promoted sides, but with Greenbank now taking in Marcus Harrison, one of the leading players anywhere in the world, what would have been expected of them has been thrown out of the window. Typically, as any form of football, a team that is promoted to a higher division will always be considered potential favourites to be immediately relegated, but the acquisition of a player such as Marcus Harrison means that they could almost challenge straight away. Widely observed across the power chair football community how open this title race could be with the sign-ins and the switch-ups in the off-season.
Yeah, I've got it down as a 6.
I've got 6.
Potentially 7 if you want to, depending on how results go. It really could be anyone's title.
It will be compelling viewing. So, indirect free kick for Throstles. Amy Wharton to take. She is watching Abigail Bolt. On the left of West Bromwich Albion Throstles, the right as you're viewing it, in the bottom right-hand corner. Across the face of goal, Adam Langley clears initially. There'll be a big focus on Jonathan Davis' distribution.
That free kick was far too telegraphed.
Yeah.
There was only really one option. Good play here, though.
Yeah, I agree. I could see Amy Wharton's intention just by the way she was looking. So she's going to want to disguise that, add elements of deception, because Adam Langley far too experienced for that. Oh, heavy contact as Abigail Bolt swipes into the side of Adam Langley. We're going to get our first booking of the season, and rightly so. Slightly careless from the number 21.
Needs a shout. Needs a shout from a teammate there. Got absolutely, not done it intentionally, he's got no idea where Langley was there. Didn't pull out the challenge though. And like you said, fairly hefty contact. That would be a yellow card all day long. Didn't take long for the first yellow card of the season, did it?
Bolt to Davis. Good play. Switcher play to Amy Wharton. Lets it run across the face of her chair. Beautiful passage of play there. Going from Davis to Bolt over to Amy Wharton. That's the second or third opportunity she's had on that left-hand wing. But the time is starting to get there. That rust is starting to reduce. But she's going to need to capitalise if the ball comes to her, in her vicinity.
That was really nice. I must admit, I thought Abigail Bolt should have maybe taken the first time with her and then whipped it across, but the extra pass worked, got the ball across really well. They've got to make one of these chances pay though, because Nottingham will have a spell in this game, you feel.
Bolt to take, very congested in this half with Regan Kemp joined in the action, so all 8 players in the defensive half of Nottinghamshire. Back to Jonathan Davis, returns to the favour, didn't quite have the angle, but found Amy Wharton nonetheless. An attempt on goal, and it's going to ricochet off of Adam Langley's chair. It's probably going to go down as an Amy Wharton goal. That was absolutely sensational from West Bromwich Albion Throstles.
Really nice move. Really nice move, and they've made the chance pay. I mean, it's probably the hardest one she's had, you'd say. Really nice 1-2 down the line, playing backwards to Jonah Davis, back down the line to Abigail Bolton. The ball across was excellent, but you have got to say is poor defending.
It was the... I think Adam Langley was caught in two minds as to where to engage that ball, and that moment's hesitation meant it ricocheted off the left-hand side of his chair. Had he connected with his front bumper, it would almost certainly been cleared of danger. Interesting to see how the referee saw that one, because it could have been an own goal. I've registered it down as an Amy Wharton one, as it was on target, but that heavy deflection goal bound could mean it go either way. Bolt.
You always want to give the benefit to the goals.
I agree, so.
I thought it was going off target, so can we get some maybe some VAR on it? Dubious goals panel? We've got a dubious goals panel? Yeah, I don't want to sit here and criticise, but you've got it. We're at the elite level of the sport, and you've got to say that is a shot that should be being dealt with. And how did Nottingham respond?
Kieran Wade Attempting an effort at goal, Regan Kemp there to clear.
At what point do Nottingham look to their bench? Because they have international experience on their bench this season.
They absolutely do. The 24-25 Optegra Premiership will proudly host 2 Republic of Ireland internationals. Sean Donoghue over from Midlands United. His brother Thomas also operating in this top league. He'll be with Norwich City as per the National League regulations. Overseas players, our teams can only register 1. But very ambitious from the Donoghues to make that leap over. I think Valentino Zegarelli opened the door last season for that opportunity, and I'm absolutely here for it. I know Naglish Montvillas, another Republic of Ireland international, is registered to compete in the Championship division. So
Ireland not quite as far as Argentina to make the journey over.
No, I think it speaks volumes just to the quality of our division, that players across the world want to test themselves here as Throstles build pressure. Very congested. Nottinghamshire struggling to find their rhythm and shape. 12 minutes gone. Throstles 1, Nottinghamshire 0. You're joining myself, Ryan Sipple, and Greg Baxter for the opening game of the 24-25 season.
Something has to change for Nottingham. Something has to change. It has to change quick. Because at the minute, it is all Throstles, and they're really not getting a foothold in the game.
Yeah, you would think that if you're going to capitalise on this Throstles side, it's going to be when they're in that early stage of transition, when they're all starting to learn the system and the way Colin Gordon wants them to play. Because no doubt, as the season progresses, they'll get better and better at demonstrating the abilities and the positioning and the tactics that he'll want to see. So they're going to have to capitalise on any momentary lapses in concentration, keep the ball in the Throstles half, as they're doing so currently. You can see we're playing with our brand new blue football, which is nice to see.
Very nice. Nicely lit Lee Westwood Sports Centre. We saw the halfway through installing the lights, didn't we, the playoffs. It's nice to see that the court bathed in a much brighter hue.
Matthew Hadfield now, as Regan Kemp takes that central position. Quickly taken. I think Sam Langley was slightly unaware as to the ball's placement.
There doesn't seem to be much happening from a Nottingham point of view, as in what's their idea, what they're trying to do. There's not much talking, not much input. No movement from the substitutes bench. They just seem a bit devoid of ideas so far. And like I said, it is the opening game, so teams will be going through the motions a little bit, but they've got to get out of this funk quickly.
They do. We've spoken about how competitive this division will be and the potential for a 5, 6, maybe even 7 horse race. With the greatest respect to West Bromwich Albion Throstles, due to that transitional phase that has to be factored in, I wouldn't necessarily think that they will challenge towards the top. I'm happy for them to prove me wrong. But that being said, that means Nottinghamshire have to seek points in games such as this, because other games are so difficult. So difficult. Nottinghamshire, with the 2-on-1 indirect free kick, just bounces off the front of Adam Langley's chair. This is the first time he's starting a National League season in over 2 years, having missed many weekends of National League football. Great to see him back. It'll take time to find that rhythm with both his team and his brother, which we've come accustomed to. We know it can work for Nottinghamshire. 21-22, They finished 4th in the 12-team division, just being leapfrogged by Northern Thunder on the final day. So the talent is there. The core of that group remains in Matthew Hadfield and the two Langley brothers. They've brought in additional quality since. So if they can get the formula right, no doubt that they can challenge in games such as this. Last season, they finished 9th, just 3 points off of automatic relegation, 2 points off that playoff position, which saw Nomad Knights relegated. So they're going to want points in any and every game possible to avoid being drawn into them danger positions.
Like I said, we're happy to be proven wrong with any prediction we made. But I'll admit, I've come into this season with the teams perhaps split into a 7 and 5 team mini league each.
Yeah, and of years gone by, it's been Aspire and West Brom at the top, and then you've got your Leeds, your Newcastle, your Teessides underneath, and then you've got 4 or 5 teams, and then you've got typically like the promoted teams from the Championship. But it's so open this year, so open.
You've got maybe that. There's a good chance here, maybe for Sam Langley. Good block by Regan Kemp. You've got teams. You've almost got 2 mini leagues this year. 6 or 7 that are going to be challenging at the top. Maybe 5 or 6 challenging themselves to stay up. Of course, you can't, for all your good punditry and best efforts, you can't ever predict this sport. There is bound to be a surprise or two, a team that maybe punches above their weight, or a team that doesn't live up to the expectation. But these are games Nottingham will have earmarked and gone, yeah, we need to get some points out of these.
Yeah, absolutely. Abigail Bolt. Lee Westwood Sports Centre erupts. Middlesbrough have scored on Court B. I'm unsure whether that is the opening goal or that is the equaliser. Either way, their first goal in the Premiership division in over 5 years. Fantastic to see. Incredibly young side that will be venturing into this division for the first time. I think only Kath McNichol has played at the top division in that side before, so what an experience for them.
That's the opening goal over there. Oh. First game, could be having our first surprise of the season. No disrespect to Middlesbrough, of course.
Yeah, Alex Dowd and I recently recorded a podcast where we kind of cast our predictions for the season ahead, and I had Villa Rockets as a real team to watch. They brought in some real talent, added to the stability we know they have. But again, a team in transition, and that has to be factored into expectations.
So I've written my predictions, which I'm going to post later on, full transparency. And Villa were my team to watch as well.
Yeah, Alex and I had fun on the recent podcast. We predicted our team to watch, player to watch, best signing, top assist, top goal scorer, young player of the season, player of the season, and eventual champions.
I followed your categories, I must admit. I'm going by the same metrics.
Pressure here from Adam Langley. Final 15 or so seconds of the half. A late rally from Nottinghamshire, 2-on-1. It's that lapse in concentration. They're going to want to try and iron that out. It's been a comfortable 20 minutes for West Bromwich Albion Throstles. That man with the ball now, Regan Kemp's had Littleton. No action. We have 0 minutes really added on. So as the half-time break falls in the first game of the 2024-25 Optegra Premiership, Throstles lead Nottinghamshire by 1-0. Join myself and Greg shortly for the second half. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing. Hello everyone and welcome back to the second half in this opening game of the 2024-25 Optegra Premiership between Throstles and Nottinghamshire, currently separated by a single goal. A little bit of deliberation here at the Leeds Westwood Sports Centre as to who scored it. Even Greg and myself are slightly disagreeing, but it's one of two things. It's an Amy Wharton goal or it's an Adam Langley own goal. Either way, Throstles lead by 1-0 and were very comfortable in that first half. Give me your analysis, Greg.
You hit the nail on the head. Throstles were good without being excellent, but first game. They've shown positive signs, wanted to play the right way. For Nottingham, they were toothless. I don't want to sit here and criticise so early on in the season. We're only played half a game of football, but we've mentioned it. The league this year is so competitive. They'd have earmarked this fixture and gone, right, it's early, but we need to take points from this game.
Yeah.
And so far, they've not shown anything to suggest that they're going to do that. They have made the change, though. They
have made two changes in the break, which means that they've observed the first 20 minutes and saw it just wasn't good enough. Adam Langley and Kieran Wade both coming off. Sean Donoghue and Leighton G, a little bit of history. I'm pretty sure the first ever Republic of Ireland international that's played in our National League.
I don't have a clue.
Don't quote me on that, but to my recollection, I don't recall any Republic of Ireland internationals ever competing in our National League, certainly the Premiership.
So, Sean's brother Tom sat next to me is kind of fuming that the fixtures have not worked out in his way.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has the honour of
Either
being
way,
first.
both of them will be making history as brothers competing in our top division, and that's a story that we want to shout about. As Amy Wharton has an early chance, and that's a good clearance from Sam Langley. I think the 2-on-1 was awarded just before that opportunity, but Throstles picking up where they left off. So firstly, congratulations to Sean Donoghue. Confirmation of that substitute on your screens now, and the second substitute, Leighton G, enters the court for the first time this season in place of Kieran Wade.
I'm intrigued to see how Sean Donoghue played on the wing. I'm not, obviously for Midlands and Ireland, we used to seeing him in goal. So playing out wide is something I'm very intrigued to see.
Again, very congested. Millie Bean, our central referee, has to closely observe the placement and the space in between the chairs. She's going to want to let play continue as best possible as Leighton G tries to relieve pressure on his defence. Thank you to all tuning into our live stream. We can see got Jamil Khan and Shane Murray tuning into the action. The action on Court A, due to some technical difficulties, is currently live on the WFA's Facebook page. For anyone wanting to see Middlesbrough versus Villa Rockets, that can be found on Facebook. Middlesbrough currently a goal to the good. Incredible scoreline in the first game of the new season as Leighton G takes control, switches wings with Sean Donoghue. Langley, back to Leighton G. It's frustrating, just unsure as to what they want to do with it. Comfortable defence from Throstles.
Well, they were trying to do the right thing, but it was just very, very slow. It's got to be quicker to move apart those defenders. I was struggling to put my finger on it, but there's something really not quite right with Nottingham so far. I suppose the only let off for them at the minute is that it is only 1-0.
Yeah, and they've had one or two opportunities, or they've got into good attacking areas, so it's just capitalising. All the while, it remains 1-0. They have opportunities to get back into it. As Regan Kemp distributes the ball down to Amy Wharton. Play still continues. Sean Donoghue, his first real involvement since his introduction at the half-time break. Scoops it to keep it in play. Good pass back to Sam Langley. Attempt at goal blocked by the side of Regan Kemp. Now out to Amy Wharton. Can they break on this counter-attack? Nottinghamshire committing players forward in pursuit of that equaliser. Heavy contact as Sam Langley traps the ball in between himself and Regan Kemp. It's given a slight ticking off from Millie Bean.
You saw what he was trying to do. He wanted to take the touch and whip it around all the way around the outside, back into this near corner as we're looking at it. But his first touch was just so heavy that it drew in John O'Davis and the free kick was given. A brighter start in the first 5 minutes from Nottingham. A brighter
They're
start.
certainly growing into confidence. I think they're a little bit more structured with the introductions of Sean Donoghue and Leighton G. Worth noting, Throstles have 2 substitutes at their disposal, yet to use either one of them. Both will be marking their debuts with Throstles should they enter the court. Matthew Harrison will be playing against his former side. An exciting transfer of Amy Lee Julian coming up from the West Bromwich Albion Dudley squad in the Championship. She's been a leading player in that division for many seasons, so now the opportunity has presented itself to test herself in the top league.
Your honourable mention for signing of the season? Was Amy Lee Julian, was she not?
I did mention her. My signing of the season was Lucas Christa for West Bromwich Albion, with honourable mentions of Amy Lee Julian, Marcus Harrison and Bobby Allen.
Just covering all bases there. Really.
Yeah, but pretty much. But with 18 signings in the off-season, you could have mentioned any one of them, to be honest. All of them are intriguing stories within yourself, including yourself.
I won't take it personally, Ryan, it's fine. I won't take it personally. Motivation to prove you wrong.
I do have Teesside very much in contention for the title, so I'm sure you'd rather lift a trophy at the end of the season rather than be given my title of signing of the season, because it doesn't carry much weight, in my opinion.
Oh, it does. So you clearly underestimated my priorities this season, Ryan. As soon as I heard the podcast, everything else went out the window apart from proving you wrong.
We can re-record it post-game week 1. You've just got to prove me right or wrong by doing something with Teesside. Who's your opening game?
Greenbank.
Oh, what an opening fixture. I think I'm calling the action on that one.
And you are with Mr. Dean Williams, you know?
No. Next up with Dean Williams on Leeds Chariots versus Newcastle United Foundation.
Another good game.
Anyone tuning in that's present at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre, I just want to let everyone know that prior to kick-off, we will be proudly observing a minute's applause for Albie Morris, who sadly passed away since the last National League Premiership weekend. So if you want to come and observe that, please do so. We'll give more information about that when that stream kicks off, but hopefully it'll be a lovely and fitting tribute to an incredible young man, passed away at the age of 16. Sean Donoghue out to Leighton G, struggling to break into the Throstles half as Regan Kemp takes position in the centre. Speaking of that fluidity, we're seeing it early on in this Colin Gordon era.
That's the thing this season. You look, seasons gone by, you look at, it would take a team such as Newcastle playing a West Brom or an Aspire for it to be counted as a potentially great game. This season, you've just mentioned two there. Leeds Newcastle should be a cracking game.
Because I'm so engrossed in the National League and supporting its organisation, streaming, commentary, promotion, I don't think I gave it as much thought or consideration as I probably should have in terms of how competitive it will be. I listened to the Aspire podcast, The Next Generation, which had John Baldwin, Charlie McClellan and John Dixon on it, and within that they have to give predictions for certain games, and he picked out 5, and every one of them was such an incredible fixture. But that's par for the course now within this division. Every game has intrigue, interest, competitiveness, and it sounds cliche us saying it's the best season ever, because you kind of expect that narrative coming into any season, because you're always observing a general trajectory upwards in terms of acknowledgement, recognition, player quality. But this season, with the signings that have been made and the switch-ups, it really is scheduled to be the most competitive, compelling season we've ever had, and that's across the Championship division as well. And that's thanks to our National League sponsor Optegra that's facilitating that.
Yeah, you're right. We say this every year, but it does promise to be the tightest and most competitive season we've ever had. And it just goes to show that the game in this country is just going from strength to strength. We spent the long car journey up to there's a chance.
It's a chance for Sean Donoghue, almost an equaliser. Brilliant defence from Jonathan Davis. I think he thought he'd registered a goal there. His eyes lit up. Can they maintain the attacking pressure? Sam Langley with the corner kick into Leighton G, slightly too square. It's been a reoccurring factor of Nottinghamshire's game, taking them set pieces too quickly.
Ball quality.
Davis.
At the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ball quality from the set pieces.
It's so important. It's
when you're not playing the fluid passing movement that most teams now play in this league, you've got to make the most of these set pieces. Those deliveries have got to be absolutely spot on, and they just haven't been for Nottingham so far. That was the first chance on goal. They've really the real opening they've had.
Yeah, I think when you're referencing teams such as Middlesbrough live on Court B and teams such as Norwich and maybe Greenbank to a degree, because they've never competed in the Premiership before, there's a certain grace period that has to be factored in. With Nottinghamshire, they've been a mainstay in the top division for many, many years, so they will know what it takes to compete and maintain a position in the top league. So I want to see them capitalise here. This is a really good opportunity. Indirect, Sam Langley to take, just trying to organise his attacking support in Leighton G and Sean Donoghue. Can we get accuracy? Can they sing off the same song sheet? Into Leighton G, ricochets, and that's that momentary lapse in concentration that's become a reoccurring factor. Sam Langley knew that as soon as he took that, he would be within 3 metres of Leighton G. He needed to take it, drop right off, and ensure that Sean Donoghue did the same on the other wing. I will say, whilst we're showing signs of frustration for Nottinghamshire, they have nullified the Throstles in this second half.
It's weird. It's really weird. I was about to say, Throstles have been dominated this half without being under pressure. It's a weird feeling. It's
a strange game, and it's still up for grab for either one of them. Should Nottinghamshire manage to capitalise and take their chances, we will have a serious game on our hands. Throstles will want to build on that 1-goal advantage. Still unchanged from the team that started. Leighton G. Again, no accuracy in that set piece. It went between Sean Donoghue and Sam Langley, which just gifted possession back to Throstles.
That's just been dumped down the middle, kind of p-rolled, and both Sean Donoghue and Sam Langley have gone in and gone, okay, well, we're going to have to go for it. It's an obvious 2-on-1.
That's better from Nottinghamshire, quick to capitalise and regain possession.
I'd like to see them, and obviously I'm not privy to what on earth has gone on in any of their off-season training, and their strongest four, in my opinion, on paper would be the two Langleys, Sean Donoghue and Matt Hadfield. We've not seen that yet. Mate, you've got 5 minutes left. Yes, it's the substitutions you've made at half-time has got you back into the game territory-wise, but chances-wise, you're still not creating many clear-cut chances, apart from that one for Sean Donoghue. Do you throw the dice and bring Adam Langley back on?
Potentially, and on the flip side, if you're Colin Gordon, do you switch it up with 5.5 minutes to go, knowing how finely poised it is now, and give debuts to Matthew Harrison or Amy Lee Julian? No doubt they're itching to come on. So many fascinating elements to this matchup. Still 1-0 on Court B. Middlesbrough, should they be able to secure 3 points, that will be a sensational start to the season. I'd love to have seen the odds on a Borough win with a clean sheet as well.
And when we say that, we mean no disrespect to Middlesbrough, of course. But
absolutely not. I am Middlesbrough's biggest fan, but they've got one of the youngest squads. I was talking to Kath McNichol earlier, and she's the oldest player in the division at 49. If you took her out of the squad of Middlesbrough, their average age would be 16 years old. So players competing in the top league for the first time, with reference to the grace period, they've almost certainly earned themselves that, but they're defying the odds early on. As good pass from Sean Donoghue, but no one there to receive it. I want to see Leighton G in that gap on the left-hand side. He didn't need to be in the congested central.
He's got to be there, Ryan. He's got to be there. That's a great... Sam Langley's finally got the touch. I'm going to go around the outside off. Sean Donoghue, great from a big off into the space. Leighton G has to be there. There's no two ways around it, really.
Less than 4 minutes to be played. Throstles 1, Nottinghamshire 0. Colin Gordon on course to secure a win in his opening game. As Sean Donoghue, it's a nice action there, almost drew Regan Kemp into the right-hand side, and the gap presented itself towards that left-hand post, but couldn't quite get the timing and or connection. Throstles have had no attacking opportunities in this half, which is baffling.
It's really weird. They've been dominated but haven't been under any real pressure. They've not conceded any clear-cut goal-scoring chance apart from the one saved by John Davis.
This second half just lacked that little bit of intensity and energy from Throstles, but to be honest, if they're able to get the points over the line, it's irrelevant.
Colin Gordon, he'll be happy with the resolute defending. He won't be happy with how they've switched off. They showed really good signs in that first half, but
I wonder if it's instructions given from Colin Gordon to just be a little bit more conservative and professional.
Maybe.
Right? It's just a stark opposite to what we saw in the first half, and I just question why, as the ball rolls out of play for a Throstles ball. We're going to get us first. Well, it's double substitute for Nottinghamshire. I assumed Colin Gordon looked to the bench, but the change that was made at half-time has been reversed in the 38th minute. Almost. Adam Langley now in the centre. Kieran Wade back on, so Sean Donoghue and Sam Langley off. Will this late alteration prove inspirational?
The shock is happening. On court B, Middlesbrough have doubled their advantage with 60 seconds left on the clock. What? This sport, throw all your predictions out the window. You can never count. Don't bother doing them, because this sport just continually throws up surprises. What a result.
This sport, this league, this division, these players, what a season it promises to be.
Weird decision to take Sean Donner off of me. I thought he looked like their brightest spark going forward, with putting the ball into the right areas. I don't really know how to sum up this performance by Nottingham.
It's brave now, though, with Matthew Hadfield advancing up the court, almost leaving themselves open for a potential counter-attack. It's far from disastrous, a 1-0 defeat. They have been more organised in the second half, whether that's because Throstles have taken their foot off the gas or Nottinghamshire have adapted accordingly. They've had the regulation 20, and that will be the last action of the game. West Bromwich Albion Throstles 1, Nottinghamshire 0. Be a frustrating defeat for Nottinghamshire. They could have got something from that game. An opening 3 points for Colin Gordon and his team. What a way to start the season. Borough on course to secure 3 points, as they have done so against Villa Rockets, a team that would have quietly had ambitions of challenging towards the summit of the table. That's just a testament to the division we are witnessing. Thank you to all that have joined myself and Greg for the opening game. Next up on court A, myself and Dean Williams will be calling the action between Leeds Chariots and Newcastle United Foundation. And on court B, Greg will be overseeing West Bromwich Albion, the champions, against recently promoted Norwich. Thank you all.